of Things, nanotechnology, digital education, and e-commerce development, modern world stands on the threshold of large-scale changes in the daily lives of people and economy of entire regions. Even as we speak, experts call these transformations as the fourth industrial revolution, inscribing them in consistent history of previous technological explosions. In a special program, Digital Kazakhstan, we tell about how they affect internal processes in the Republic and development of Kazakhstan's science and technology. Today in our program, let's talk about what changes at the labor market will be an age of robot machines, what specialists have already been replaced by robots, and what is the benefit of the fourth industrial revolution. Automation of most working processes and digital technologies applied today virtually in all spheres of human activity inevitably lead to serious changes in the global labor market. According to experts, some professions, for example, such as a lawyer, accountant, librarian, or financier, will lose their relevance or even disappear in the next decade. However, specialists in the field of IT industry, experts on alternative energy sources, developers of big data models, biotechnologists, robot manufacturers, and many others will be especially in demand.
Вот эти машины и технологии, тот же искусственный интеллект, я не думаю, что они заменят человека, они дополняют человека, они ему дают еще дополнительный рост. I
do not think that these machines, technologies, and artificial intelligence will replace a person. They complement him. They give additional professional growth. It is not for nothing that all countries, and our countries, single out human capital items separately in the Digital Kazakhstan program. That is, human capital development is on the first place now. Level of employees must grow by order of magnitude greater. What is the reason for this? Because if such smart machines have appeared, people should manage them already and not help them.
Человек должен ими управлять уже, а не помогать ему.
Introduction of innovations also forces to modernize traditional professions. That is, highlights of work remains the same, but tools for its implementation are already radically changing. For example, employees of metalworking plants in their work should apply latest developments, understand 3D modeling basics for design certain types of equipment that need to be assembled. Moreover, by means of virtual and augmented reality technologies, welders and engineers are already studying basics of safety engineering and increasing efficiency of their work.
Вот, допустим, он должен, он же непростые вещи там ему надо.
Let us suppose that he repairs a certain car. He should imagine the engine of this machine, and this augmented reality technology just gives him the opportunity to see a whole picture all the time, and not just some part. And that's why he must pass requalification.
Полную картину, а не какую-то часть. И поэтому он должен пройти переквалификацию.
Managers, employees of health organizations, and marketing specialists also had felt changes. Work of marketing specialists now consists not only in studying market and consumer sentiment, but also in forecasting and analytics with the help of big data tools. Moreover, even such a popular profession of last few years as a programmer is already a thing of the past.
Понятие программист сейчас отсутствует. Если он не знает какой-то прикладной области,
A pure programmer concept is already missing. If a programmer does not know any application area, he will be unfitted. If earlier we had only computer science and software specialties, now it passes to other specialties. Now we have IT genetics scientist, bioinformatics, IT manager in medicine.
Появляется IT-менеджер в медицине.
Architecture and civil engineering market will undergo serious transformations. It is all about implementing so-called BIM technologies. This English abbreviation stands for Building Information Modeling, which means information modeling of a building. Specialists call this approach revolutionary in terms of erecting, equipping, safeguarding operation, and repair of architectural structures.
Должны быть специалисты, которые не боятся этого нового программного.
There must be specialists who are not afraid of new software and familiar with those interface and software products. However, beyond that, there is a need of conceptual visions. Specialists should know how to use it, how it will help in work.
Как это использовать, как это поможет работе.
As well as other countries, Kazakhstan today faces a need to meet challenges of so-called Fourth Industrial Revolution, also known as Industry 4.0. Experts explain this concept as a fundamentally new degree of information technologies and cybernetic systems integration into production processes. Now, Industry 4.0 is a well-known terminology which describes the current state of economy transition to new stages of development. I'm talking about economics because economy basis is production, and Industry 4.0 is an introduction of cyber-physical systems in production. Mining and processing of minerals is a main branch for sustainable development of the economy of Kazakhstan. In order to optimize and improve quality of plants, as well as to improve efficiency of wells and mines, new technologies are being used more often. To this end, largest plants in the Republic are also actively implementing elements of Industry 4.0. These are intellectual systems designed to replace human labor by machine. Various smart sensors installed in mines now independently monitor progress of production processes. Moreover, unmanned flying machines penetrate hard-to-reach and dangerous places for people and transmit information about the state of a particular equipment to dispatcher's console, which allows taking timely measures to eliminate possible accidents.
At the moment, all mining industries and all mining professionals are focusing on how to use robotics and big data in the future so that we can mine safely by removing people out of the mine. And that means that we are aiming at what we call zero harm. And the only way to achieve that is through the use of robots.
According to experts, replacement of human power by smart machines increases productivity by an average of 65%. It reduces production costs by 20% and helps to avoid injuries. Among other things, it is obvious that there is a reduction in time, operational, energy cost, reduction in number of errors, and as a consequence of defects. Experts are sure that there is an opinion that this trend leads not only to changes in the labor market, but also to mass unemployment. But in most cases, it is not the truth.
Feared now is that people are now going to lose jobs. And that is what everybody is talking about. Yeah. But I think that is a wrong perception, because these new professions will generate other professions, other jobs, which are currently non-existent. So the key thing is for people to retrain to get into these new professions that will emerge as a result of the current trend.
First, it is necessary to change methods of training for young professionals in order to be ready for new realities of work. More practice, less theory is a motto of modern education. For this purpose, special laboratories are opening at Republican universities equipped with latest educational stands and equipment, which are imported from France, Germany, Japan, and Korea. For example, in this production laboratory at the Technical University, students are taught to work with systems that are installed in largest machine-building plants and companies producing radio-electronic equipment.
Вот это вот у нас оборудование, оно наносит радиокомпоненты на печатную плату.
Here is equipment which applies a radio component to printed circuit board. Machine's capacity is up to 3,000 components per hour. This equipment can produce up to 2,000 printed circuit boards a month with a density of approximately 200 to 300 components on board.
С плотностью где-то 200-300 компонентов на плате.
It applies already specified components. Components are fed here by this head. It's fed to printed circuit board and set to give coordinates of this board. Previously, this work was done manually, which significantly affected speed and volume of production. It also reflected on the quality of products because due to many human factors, banal fatigue and inattention to defects, it was much more. In addition, boards necessary for any kinds of electronics were sufficiently large, and they have lost their relevance in modern conditions of miniaturization. Now, micro-miniaturization has already reached a very high level in radio electronics, which allows creation of microprocessor equipment and computers with a high density of components.
И компьютеры. Вот. Я хочу сказать, что все это дело.
I want to say that all this is based on experience of best companies. This is a German company, and all this equipment helps our students to visualize real processes of production and development of radio electronic equipment.
И все это оборудование позволяет наглядно нашим студентам представить реальный процесс производства и разработки радиоэлектронной аппаратуры.
Here, students study automated remote workflow management at the plant, thanks to a special signal simulator.
Этот симулятор, он позволяет, так сказать, сидя здесь.
Sitting in a classroom, the simulator allows being in production and receiving signals for making necessary decisions by computers according to schemes of technological process.
Схеме технологического процесса. Все отклонения, все.
We can see all deviations, measures that must be taken to ensure that there are no emergencies in the production process and that the entire technological process complies with standards for all parameters.
Нормативам по всем параметрам.
Robotics technology development is a main trend of Industry 4.0 concept, because with the introduction of automated processes and smart machines, we need specialists who can create programs for training and management of these robots. Several universities have already been opened in the country where students can get a specialty in this field. Contests are held on a regular basis, including international ones.
В нашей стране есть насколько я знаю, два республиканских турнира.
There are 2 Republican tournaments in our country. It is more useful for school children, of course, but in Kaz Robot Sport. These tournaments are organized by Kaz Robotics. It is the Kazakhstan Federation of Educational and Sports Robotics Technology. LEGO organizes stage a World Robotics Technology Olympiad, but in our country, the Nazarbayev University does it.
Всемирные олимпиады робототехники, которые Лего организовывают, но в нашей.
These Republican tournaments are held every year. Children from various schools, including ordinary general education schools, participate in it, and there is such a good tradition of holding these competitions in our country.
Различных школ, в том числе обычных общеобразовательных школ. И уже такая хорошая традиция проведения этих конкурсов, этих турниров складывается в нашей стране.
Experts believe that it is necessary to prepare young robotics specialists from an early age. To this end, our country offers a variety of courses where children are taught basics of programming, 3D modeling, and much more.
Сейчас мы здесь готовим детей по полочкам. Допустим, первый этап у нас это программирование.
First stage is programming. After it, a person will think like a programmer. He will know what to do, and it will help him in the future to become a programmer. Then he goes to electronics, where he studies different sensors and executive devices that are applied every day in the business sphere, living conditions in various fields.
Устройства, которые применяются каждый день в сфере бизнеса, в бытовых условиях и в разных сферах. Третий этап это у нас рейнджер, это такая исследовательская.
Third stage is research work. If he wants to be a research scientist or a doctor of science, this stage pushes him to study something deeper. The fourth stage is 3D modeling and 3D printing.
Изучение чего-то более глубоко. Потом четвертый это 3D моделирование, 3D печать.
Teachers of the center say that not everybody who will complete training here will necessarily become robotics specialists or engineers, but skills obtained in this course will be useful in any specialty. An example of this is Jibek Abilbek, who has already chosen sides of future profession and knows exactly why he needs to understand smart machines design and basics of programming.
Я сюда хожу, чтобы развить свои навыки в области инновационных технологий.
I come here to develop my skills in the field of innovative technologies in order to become a qualified pilot. Robotics technology should help me in the field of technology, for example, if something suddenly happens on the aircraft or if the pilot needs to inspect the aircraft before takeoff. To this end, robotics technology will be useful. And of course, if suddenly I become an engineer or a technician, then I need to know how electrical engineering and robotics technology, as the future belongs to innovative technologies.
Электрику и робототехнику. так как будущее ходит за инновационными технологиями.
In order to upgrade skills of already employed Kazakhstan residents, domestic companies organize various internships for their employees, including foreign ones. Moreover, for young people who are just facing a choice of future specialty, atlas of new professions will be developed soon, which will serve as a navigator for future Kazakhstan specialists. All these measures are aimed at the formation of a new technological cluster of the country and creative society as a whole, which will allow Kazakhstan to thoroughly take a path of the fourth industrial revolution.